We have been inundated with game reveals, and we've got a good picture of all the titles headed our way in 2025 and 2026, and I've got my top 10. Welcome to the Electric Playground, my friends. Yes, we've had a lot of different video streams. We've had the State of Play from PlayStation. We had the Xbox Game Showcase. Of course, Jeff put on the pageantry of the Summer Game Fest. And we have also seen a lot of other smaller ones. We saw the PC Gaming Show. There was the Wholesome Direct. A whole bunch of videos out there for us to peruse and to take a look at. And trailers just coming, just like we're like dodging bullets like Neo from The Matrix. It was crazy. And there were some absolute diamonds in the collection of trailers that we got. I was really impressed by things like The Keeper, which looks so cool from Double Fine. Of course, I'm totally psyched about Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. The Turtles are going to be a part of that experience. That looks like a blast. Also, smaller games like Minna the Hollower. That looks incredible from Yacht Club Games. Lots of cool retro-style action, but a very ambitious action-adventure. I can't wait to review that one. I'm also psyched for Moonlighter 2, which takes the Moonlighter ideas into 3D for the first time. I love the first game, so I'm psyched about that. Super psyched about Scott Pilgrim EX from Tribute. Hell Is Us looks freaking fantastic and super creepy. Also Blighted from Drinkbox. Looks like it's going to be an incredibly addictive, sort of saturated Diablo type experience. Super fun to play and super thoughtful in the way it's designed. So psyched for that, and also psyched to pop on the MetaQuest 3 and play some Deadpool VR, which looks hilarious. Neil Patrick Harris stepping into the boots of Deadpool. There's some great marketing around that with Ryan Reynolds pretending to be Doogie Howser. That looks like it's going to be hilarious, and it's made by Twisted Pixel, who has done some excellent VR experiences in the past, so I'm dying to play that game for sure. But I have chosen my top 10 out of the reveals, and I'm sticking to 2025. I might have some 2026 games, so stick around for that. But my top 10 games that I'm looking forward to in 2025, based on all of these reveals and some stuff that we've gotten from previous reveals, and I know there are still more yet to come. Nintendo's going to have some big direct, I know, and they're going to surprise us with what's coming up in the back half of the year for the Switch 2, and we'll talk about that when that arrives. But my top 10 so far, all right, let's keep it to that. We're going to start with number 10, and that is Kronos: The New Dawn. This is from Bloober Team, which crushed it with the most recent Silent Hill game, and Silent Hill F does also look cool from Konami as well, but Kronos looks absolutely amazing. It's got a Returnal meets Dead Space vibe, obviously taking a page from the Resident Evil franchise in the way that you play and the creepiness of it and the spookiness of it. This looks incredible, and it looks like it's right up my alley. I can't wait to get creeped out, and I can't wait to dole out incredible, insane damage in this game. But I can't wait for Kronos: The New Dawn. Number 9 for me is Mafia The Old Country, and this has taken us back to the roots of this crime family, digging into a little bit more of the backstory, going to Italy and watching these families war with each other. Looks like it's going to be gritty and bloody and packed with all kinds of beautiful and well-produced cut sequences and lots of cool open-world action-adventure shenanigans to get up to. Obviously, we're dealing with more primitive vehicles and some weaponry, which might not feel like a Call of Duty type experience, but it does look hella fun, and it looks like it's also been made with a lot of craftsmanship. Can't wait for Mafia The Old Country. Number 8 is a bit of a cheat. I just can't choose between these two. I'm talking about Shinobi Art of Vengeance and also Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. These are two 2D action-adventure platforming Metroidvania kind of hack and slashers, which evoke the roots of each of these different franchises, both of them done with a lot of love, you can tell just from these visuals, and also tying into the old school soundtracks. There's blood flashing all over the place, but it's 2D pixelated blood, and they both look freaking fantastic. I'm really curious which one I'm going to like more than the other. Maybe I'll like them exactly the same. Right now, they are neck and neck for me. That's why I had to put them both into number 8 on my list. Number 7 is Mixtape. They had an incredible trailer and all kinds of behind-the-scenes stuff with the developers at the Day of the Devs stream right after the Summer Game Fest. I was laughing, and also the trailer and the footage that we've seen of Mixtape just looks really emotional and really smartly crafted and obviously leaning into our musical nostalgia, an incredible list of bands in there, and the idea of this coming-of-age kind of story and what that means and what these relationships mean and what these friendships are all about. It looks sentimental. It also looks like it's been crafted with a lot of heart and a lot of intelligence and a beautiful curated list of some of the best artists from pop music. So I am dying to play this game. Probably won't be able to stream too much of it because it's going to be Copyright City, but it does look incredible. Can't wait for Mixtape. 6 for me is Marvel Cosmic Invasion, and at one of the streams, I think it was Day of the Dev, we got to see Rocket Raccoon and She-Hulk are added to the roster. There's going to be like 18 different Marvel superheroes, Spider-Man and Wolverine, Captain America, all kinds of incredible pixelated superheroes. This is like the 16-bit brawler that we dreamed of. We got some good brawlers with these heroes, kind of separated and split up a little bit, but it just feels like candy. It just looks incredible, and this is coming off of the wonderful tee-up that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge game was, that Tribute also made. They're killing it. They got the Scott Pilgrim EX game coming out this year as well, but it's Marvel Cosmic Invasion that I am super psyched about. I love these heroes. I love all of their stories and their backstories. I can't wait to kind of get lost into the way that they tell the story, but also all of the different special moves and power-ups and special abilities and stuff that we get as these heroes. Gonna be so fun. Can't wait for Cosmic Invasion. Number 5 for me is Ghost of Yote. This is Sucker Punch's follow-up to Ghost of Tsushima, which is one of my favorite PlayStation games ever. The only sort of hesitation I have with this is that Tsushima was so prolific and so populated with incredible things to do and so fun. And Yote, from what we've seen so far, and I know they're probably going to have a separate video sequence kind of showing off all the new pieces, it does look like it's kind of treading over territory, and which is fine. More of what we love is fine, but I definitely do want to see more of the surprise in this. I want to see things that I haven't seen or experienced in Ghost of Tsushima. I know we've got the Tease of the Wolf, and this is a little bit further along in Japan's history, so there could be some new technology and a whole bunch of new elements added to the storytelling and the gameplay. And of course, Sucker Punch learned a lot with Tsushima, so I'm expecting some amazing stuff with this game, but I still need to know a lot more. But rest assured, I am incredibly excited about Ghost of Yote. I can't wait to play this game. Number 4, and this is based on the incredibly strong presentation that we got from its direct, is The Outer Worlds 2 from Obsidian Entertainment. This game looks like it's picking up on all of the great foundational work that was in the first game. The Outer Worlds 2 looks like it is much larger. It also looks much more beautiful. I was really impressed by the visuals, and the flexibility of the systems and the gameplay look incredibly addictive and enticing. I am very excited to play The Outer Worlds 2. Not so excited about the new $80 price point that Xbox seems to be targeting with this game. I really hope this isn't a trend. That $80 US translates to about $110 in Canada. That's just too much money for a person to spend on a video game. It's crazy. But let me know what you think about this list, about these games, and those price points that seem to be popping up these days in the comments below. But number 4 is The Outer Worlds 2. Now, number 3 for me is Ninja Gaiden 4, and this is, like a dream team coming together. We've got Team Ninja and Platinum Games making a Ninja Gaiden game. It seems impossible. It seems like the world's greatest wish list. Anybody that's ever loved the sort of hack and slash action adventure, super cool, tight combat genre of video games out there loves the Ninja Gaiden franchise and has loved work from both of these different companies. So to see them work together to build this game, and one thing that's amazing about the Ninja Gaiden franchise and Shinobi as well is that these games always start on a playing field and with level design and characters and stuff that sort of represent that sort of feudal Japan or the ancient Japanese art of combat in some way, and then they always go big with crazy monsters and lots of technology flashing through, and basically everything in the kitchen sink is thrown into the Ninja Gaiden franchise, somewhat in the Shinobi as well. but Ninja Gaiden has gone big, and I'm really excited to see where we go with Ninja Gaiden 4, because we know Team Ninja and Platinum have incredible imaginations, and I'm expecting to see all of that in Ninja Gaiden 4. It's going to be amazing. Number 2 on my list is a game you might know about, you might be thinking about, but it might not be percolating at the top of your list, but it certainly is in mine. This is from Bitmap Bureau. I'm talking about Terminator 2D No Fate. This is essentially a carry-on of the Terminator 2 aesthetic, but it's all 2D, it's pixelated. They've done an incredible job with one of my favorite twin-stick shooters called Xenocrisis, which they have ported to everything. I don't have it for the Apple Watch yet, Bitmap Bureau. If you guys could get on that, that would be great. But Xenocrisis is incredible. These guys are also like .emu and Tribute and Yacht Club Games and a few other companies out there really appreciative of the glory days of video games. And Terminator 2D No Fate, just like Cosmic Invasion, feels like one of these games that makes so much sense that we should have got back when this property was huge, but we didn't get it for whatever reason. We got cool Terminator games and Terminator versus RoboCop and stuff, but this looks like the most badass 2D Terminator experience you could ever put together. My faith is high. I've got a lot of hope in my heart for this game. I hope it's as incredible to play as it looks, but I couldn't be more excited about Terminator 2D No Fate. It looks awesome. We're counting on you, Bitmap Bureau. And number 1 on my list, you can probably guess this, it wasn't at Summer Game Fest. Nintendo's probably going to drop a whole bunch more in an upcoming Direct, but it's Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which is coming to Switch 2 and Switch 1, and it's going to play great, I'm sure, on both consoles. It's going to get some great enhancements on Nintendo Switch 2. I played a little bit of it at the Nintendo Switch 2 experience in Toronto, and it's breathtaking. It's incredible to dive back into this world. I love the scanning. I love the mystery. I love all the new radio chatter that we're hearing. I love the mouse controls that we get with the Switch 2 version. And it's gorgeous, and I've got nothing but the highest esteem for all of the Metroid games that I've played over the years. I haven't played a bad one. Yes, even Other M. I still like Other M. It was still fun. Metroid Prime especially, just been amazing. The 2D Metroids are incredible too. I can't wait. I can't wait for Metroid Prime 4. That's number 1 for me. Now, I also wanted to put a quick list, like a bonus list of 5 games coming in 2026 that I'm most excited about right now, but we're going to learn a lot more as we get closer to the end of this year, what is actually going to be hitting in 2026. And I'm talking about games like Invincible Versus, that looks amazing. There's a game called Den of Wolves from the Payback guys, which I saw in the PC gaming show, which looks amazing. It looks really, really tight. It's like a cyberpunk co-op heist game. Looks really fun. Of course, I'm psyched for Judas, anything that Ken Levine puts together. And Resident Evil Requiem, absolutely cannot wait to play that. That was the showstopper at Summer Game Fest. But my 5 games, my top 5 games that I know are coming in 2026, or I have a pretty good idea are coming next year. We're going to start with number 5, and that's Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, which was revealed at the PlayStation State of Play, and it brought the house down. Well, it brought my house down. I'm sure anybody near my house could hear me hooting and hollering and screaming. The game looks gorgeous. Arc System Works took that sort of rip from the comic book kind of style of art, which I think the Street Fighter franchise has really been playing with ever since 4. This just looks incredible. It just looks so tuned and unique, and it does look like the characters are in full color and they're ripped from the page and they just fly and come at each other in such an incredibly cool way. I cannot wait for Marvel Fighting Souls. Looks amazing. Number 4, and this game was a kind of a showstopper for me in the Xbox showcase, is Clockwork Revolution from In Exile, which is set up by Brian Fargo, who's one of the longtime vets in the gaming industry, has made a ton of RPGs and has seen a lot of big titles hit the marketplace. I didn't know what to expect out of Clockwork Revolution, but it looks like Xbox has carved out this kind of Fallout-like kind of genre. They've got a lot of studios that can play with this dense world building with some really smart and funny storytelling and cool characters and lots of interesting dialogue trees and things that we can get into. But I really love the steampunk aesthetic of the game and the variety in the environments. The trailer was lengthy and it really gave us a sense of the scope and the scale, and they're not rushing to this. They're saying it's going to be ready when it's ready, but I think it's going to come out next next year, and it looks like it's going to be hella fun. Can't wait for Clockwork Revolution. And of course, Xbox has also been talking about games like Perfect Dark, and they're teasing a new Halo, and we've got Gears of War E-Day. But I'm putting in my top 5 for right now Clockwork Revolution as my number 4. Number 3 on my list is 007 First Light. Now, we got a little tiny taste of gameplay in the trailer stuff that we've seen so far. There was an IO Interactive showcase as well, and they didn't even show more gameplay, which I thought was the silliest thing. You assemble all that stuff. At least they had Mads Mikkelsen there, and Le Chiffre is in Hitman, which is cool, but I wanted to see more James Bond. They said they're going to give us more James Bond footage later this summer, but the game looks really cool. It looks like it's been inspired and influenced by some of the over-the-top action that we get in an Uncharted type of experience. Younger Bond, but all kinds of cool gadgets, lots of characters that we know from the movies and the books, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, what they've been talking about with the game is that each of the levels and stages are going to be Hitman-like in the sense that you can approach missions and objectives from a bunch of different ways. And so that's going to bring with it a bunch of different replayability. But obviously, Bond is not Agent 47. He doesn't just blend in. He's got a really cool personality, and we're supposed to love the dude, and, you know, even though he's a younger guy that's sort of coming into his own, and it looks like it's been made with a ton of care. Can't wait for 007 First Light. I also can't wait for my number 2, which we haven't seen in a little while, and that's because Amy Hennig and her team are heads down trying to make this game the best game they can possibly make, and the pressure is on. This thing has to really deliver. This is Marvel Rise of Hydra. We're going to get to play as Captain America and Black Panther and some other characters as well, and it's going to be story rich. There's going to be some incredibly cool cut sequences, which we're getting a taste of in this footage right here. And we don't know too much more about it. It's based in the 40s. World War II is going on. There's Hydra agents and Nazis, and these guys are going out and kicking some ass and trying to tamp down the fascists out there. I love the era. I miss Captain America type experiences. It's been a long time since Next Level blew us away with their Captain America game, and I really want this game to deliver. I'm so excited. It's been a long time since we've gotten our hands on an Amy Hennig-led action-adventure. She killed it on Uncharted, and I'm really hoping this is like a Marvel Uncharted type of experience. And number 1, you guys know what it is. It's Grand Theft Auto 6. This is a ridiculously long in development game. We've been waiting for it forever. Rockstar has poured in tons of money. Some of the speculation is a couple $2 billion or something like that to make this game. And that's kind of believable by the look of it and the state-of-the-art visuals of it. The environments look incredible, and all the vehicles and all of the different interior stuff that we're getting into, and the storytelling cut sequences and how they're going to blend into gameplay. I think it's going to be something so trailblazing and so influential for the future of games, and it's all built from this incredibly ambitious studio and its support studios around the world. It's huge, and it's going to be a big one. It's probably going to come out at an $80 price point in the States or more. I think it's also going to be one of those irresistible entertainment products. It's going to drive us all to check it out. Obviously, it's my job. I definitely will be checking it out. But I am super psyched for Grand Theft Auto 6. There are a ton more, and I know as I put this together, I am going to be forgetting a ton of other games because it's been a whirlwind. Not to mention all the Nintendo Switch 2 launch stuff all happening at the same time. What a crazy week or so of announcements. I mean, that Witcher 4 reveal was incredible, and I think we'll probably get Witcher 4 next year as well, but it might be 2027. The taste that we got of Unreal technology in the Witcher 4 universe, so freaking cool. So much to look forward to. So many games to be excited about. I want to hear your list, though. Let me know in the comments below, and you can also let me know all the things I forgot, and I know I'm going to be slapping my forehead later saying, well, how could I forget that thing? But I am psyched. Lots to talk about. Lots of reviews to come. Lots of streams to come. Thanks for following along here on YouTube and on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/EPN. We will see you soon. And until then, play forever.